What's up, Tackle Warehouse fans? Jake here, bringing you this week's episode of WNTW. We're a little over halfway through November now. Thanksgiving's next week. If you don't want to go hang out with your family, you want to go fishing, I got some new stuff for you this week. So, big announcement. Uncle Josh is finally back in stock. So, if you're not familiar with Uncle Josh, they've been making pork trailers and pork frogs for jigs for dang near 100 years. So, a few years ago, they went off the market. They didn't have a good enough supplier to get the right kind of product they needed, but they're finally back. They got a new supplier, bringing pork back to the market. So super stoked to have these. We're about to be in full-blown jig season. Cold water's upon us, and this is the time you want to be using these pork trailers. So we got a few different options. We got the old school, the Big Daddy frog. We got the number 11 pork frog. And we also got pork night crawlers. So we got some worms, a little bit different option. I've used the pork trailers in the past. I've never used a night crawler. Kind of interested to check these out maybe in the wintertime on a drop shot, really slow, dead sticking it. Something new and different they haven't seen yet before, but man, if you've never used a pork trailer on a jig, these are phenomenal. So they just get that real subtle action. They have taste, and big bass love to eat these things. And you don't need to just use them in cold water. You can use them in warm water too. Just an awesome chunk style trailer that a lot of the old school anglers have been using for a long, long time, and we're finally stoked to finally get these back in the Tackle Warehouse. If you're looking to get some pork trailers before the wintertime, grab them while you can, because these were announced at ICAST. We just got them in, and we've already sold a pile of them, so snag them while they're still in stock. All right, next up from Realis, we got the new Finder Shad. So really interesting soft plastic. This is made in Japan for the mid-strolling technique, and a lot of guys are running these on really, really small jig heads and reeling them through the water column. And what's cool about this, it's got these tall, flat sides to it. So when you're running it on that really light jig head, it actually rolls side to side, in addition to that unique tail that they got on the back. So it rolls back and forth. It gets a nice action. There's other things you can do with it as well. You can run it on a drop shot if you like, and a bunch of other kind of finesse rigs, maybe a split shot or something like that. It's loaded with salt, and it's got the shrimp scent embedded into it as well. So fish are gonna bite it, hold on for a long time. They got some really cool colors. My favorite out of the lot is this smoke and purple silver flakes. Always been one of my favorite colors for like drop shot worms and stuff like that. Really awesome little soft plastic from Duo. All right, next up from Garland, we got the original baby shad. So we know this is not a new bait. Before everyone blows up the comment section, this is just new to Tackle Warehouse. We finally brought these in, hence the name of the show here. So the new, or the original baby shad, this is specifically a crappie bait, and the guys in the office, I think we get more fired up when the crappies start moving up and we start catching a crappie than the bass do sometimes. So we're super stoked to have these, expanding the crappie offerings we have here. So these are made to run on a really small jig head. These are dynamite for vertical jigging, so you can vertical jig dock pilings and docks and brush piles, ledges, all the stuff like that for crappie. But these also work when bass are really targeting really small bait fish, or they're eating fry or things like that. You can run this on like maybe a number 4 or 6 drop shot hook, a really small light line finesse drop shot. That'd be a great way to fish these as well. But if you do a little bit of crappie fishing in addition to bass fishing, now you got a couple more options to throw in your tackle box. We have a couple other the Garland baits as well you could check out. All right, from True Bass. So we got a couple new offerings from True Bass. So True Bass is known for making really cool hollow body swim baits, and now we got a new umbrella rig. This is the True Bass Diamond Baits 5-wire umbrella rig. So this is the 5.5-inch wire model. We have it in a 3.5-inch wire model as well if you want a more compact package. Just really, really well-built umbrella rig. I mean, this is exactly how I like to set up an umbrella rig. The wire is about the perfect gauge. It's not too heavy. It's not too thin. You're gonna get flex and life out of it, but it's not too thin to where you have to worry about breaking it. It's not too heavy to where you have to worry about, it's just gonna be a stale rig coming through the water. It's got the shrink wrap over the top here with a nice swivel embedded in there. Premium barrel swivels with really nice blades. Down here on the bottom, it has 75-pound roller swivels with a quick attach snap on there. So you don't have to unhinge or use pliers or anything to undo these snaps. You simply just rotate your jig heads on and they're on there. Actually, True Bass recommends don't use any kind of pliers or unhinge these snaps, because it will weaken them and damage them over time. And all you gotta do is just slide them over. It's like a fast attach style of quick attach. Really nice umbrella rig. Like I said, we got them in 2 sizes. If you're looking for a new rig, I mean, that season is about to get red hot here as well. Check that one out from True Bass. Another one from True Bass is their new Swimbait harness. This one I really like. So you're gonna get that spinnerbait style frame, but it has a free swinging True Bass True Lock Swimbait head on it. So you can get it in 3/8 or ½ ounce, and without the drag of that skirt on there, you're just gonna run a soft plastic swimbait. So this will run a little bit deeper than most of your spinner baits that are equivalent to the same size. And since it's free swinging, you're gonna get more of that body roll out of your swim bait versus if you were just gonna run a swim bait soft plastic trailer on a spinner bait, which pretty much 90% of the time when I'm running a spinner bait, I have some type of trailer on there. With that free swinging head, you're definitely gonna get more action out of it, and you can customize, get what kind of look you want out of it. So you can change out soft plastics relatively quickly and change the profile of your swim bait. If you want to change up the head, it does have a quick attached sleeve on there. So you can just pull that sleeve up. You can change the jig head out if you want to go heavier, lighter, one with a bigger hook, smaller hook, whatever you like. It's got the twist on the top, which I really like the twist instead of having the R-bend. So just gonna keep that knot and line secure on there at all times. You won't ever have to worry about your knot or your line sliding down the arm of the spinner bait. So just a cool, unique option. When everyone's throwing spinner baits, maybe change it up a little bit, you know, with just a straight swim bait on there versus no skirt. Get a bunch of bites, just a really cool option there from True Bass. Next up from Spiderwire, this is another NICAST offering that we just got in stock. So we got the new Spiderwire Stealth Smooth 8 dual line system, and why they call it the dual line system is you're getting a spool, 125-yard spool of braid, and on the back, embedded on here is a small 25-yard spool of fluorocarbon leader on there. So pretty much everyone is going to braid to a leader. If you haven't tried it yet, you definitely need to give it a whirl. The benefits far outweigh, you know, any of the negatives on it. So with braid, especially on your spinning rods, you're gonna get less stretch. You're gonna get a much thinner line on there. You don't have to worry about line twist. It's just overall much better than running a straight fluorocarbon line. So we have it in 2 color options. You can get it in this high-vis yellow, or you can get it in the moss green if you'd like the moss green. And they've matched up the different size braids with the appropriate size fluorocarbon leader. So for example, this 20-pound braid comes with a 12-pound fluoro leader, and then I believe they have like a 10 and 8, you know, a 15-pound braid with a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. And it's also a great price point. So save you a little bit of money. It's $15.99, and you get the spool of braid and the fluorocarbon leader. So if you're looking to try it out and you don't want to invest in a bigger spool of braid and a spool of fluorocarbon at the same time, this gives you the option all in one package ready to go. All right, from 13 Fishing, so we got a new reel. This is the new Kalon 3.0 Blackout spinning reel. So right out the gate, a phenomenal looking spinning reel. So they made these reels to match up with their Blackout series of rods. So they brought those back as well. That's a great series of rods. So the whole reel, it's flat black, and around the rotor, they got that kind of unfinished graphite look to it. Really, really slick looking. Comes in at 79 bucks, so it's a really affordable reel as well. Down in the gearing, they have a precision cut CNC gear, so it's really strong, it's really durable, it's gonna last you a long time. Got a performance drag system on there, it's really smooth. They got a 6 bearing system in here, and they have a sealed rotor, so you can use this in salt if you would like. So for 79 bucks, freshwater, saltwater, whatever you want to do, and this reel will be able to handle it. That really smooth drag system, you know, it's gonna help when you're using light line, which is what you need in a spinning reel. You want that really smooth drag when fish take off, when you got 5-6 pound test line on there. A couple things I noticed when I took this out of the box is this oversized rubber handle, or the rubber grip. It's really comfortable and really tacky, so if you're fishing out in the rain, it's gonna hold up really well, or you're gonna get a lot better grip when it's wet outside. Last thing I noticed is right here on the top on that drag tensioner, it's got kind of an oversized knob on there, so it's actually really easy to grab a hold of and crank the drag when you need to. So, you know, sometimes you're bringing in a fish and it's coming in and it's getting ready to take a run, and you got to turn that drag down really quick. You don't have a puny little drag knob on top of your spool. It's oversized. It's easy to get a grip on, especially when things are getting crazy around the boat and you got to make a quick adjustment. I think that's a great feature on that reel. Last up, so we got the new Daiwa Steez AGS rods in stock. So these again were released at ICAST, and we finally just got them in stock. And this is Daiwa's flagship rod. You're getting all the best technologies that Daiwa has to offer in this series of rods. So The new Steez is about 10% lighter than the previous model of Steez, and you can feel that when it's in your hand. I think the heaviest thing on this rod right now is probably the tags. It's incredibly lightweight, so it's got their SVF Nano Plus graphite material in this rod blank, and it's also got a controlled resin system in there. So they're using a very little amount of resin and really high modulus carbon. So overall, the blank is extremely lightweight. It's really strong. It's really sensitive. And you're gonna get a lot of power with these rods to the weight of it as well. Another thing that stands out on these rods is that AGS is in the name, which means it has AGS guides, which is the air guide system. These new AGS guides are even lighter than the previous air guides that they've offered in the past. And if you've never checked out an AGS guide, what that is the guide system actually has a carbon fiber frame on it. And this whole set of guides that's on this rod weighs less than one single guide of a traditional guide on a normal rod. So really reduces the weight across the overall blank, increases the balance of the rod, and then for sure it increases the transmission of vibration down the rod blank as well. So even more sensitive. Down on the reel seat, we got a Zion reel seat. Again, losing that weight, shaving the ounces. And then a premium cork handle, super, super comfortable. We are gonna be doing a more in-depth review on this rod here in the future, so keep your eye out on the website for that. Just wanna let you guys know they're finally in stock. So if you've been waiting for one and wanting to pick one up, they're in stock and you can buy them now at tacklewarehouse.com. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of What's New TW. For more information or to purchase these products seen here today, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most excited about.